Say so, say so, say so, radio USA with Andre.
Welcome everyone to SaySo Radio with Andre Harris and friends. I am your host, Andre Harris, and I'm here today with my friends, the return of Brianna, aka Yaya from Yaya's World.
Say hi.
Hi.
You want to say hi? Look at the screen. Look at our people. Say hi. And Skyra. Skyra is here.
Hi.
Oh, she's in a great mood.
I'm telling you.
She's been getting pumped and getting ready. But you know, this is the show that celebrates and showcase our guests. And we take the time to just uplift any and everybody. And we also just admire our guests who are making waves and doing busting moves, all right? And so I'm real excited because also this month is National Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of things going on. And hey, Charlene. And so Sky will be performing her song Disorders. But before we get into that, we're going to be talking to Yaya from yayasworldboutique.com. Isn't that the website?
Yes.
YAYAZ worldboutique.com. She is a 6-year-old CEO of her own online boutique. So you want to tell us a little bit about yourself today?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us who you are and what you like to do. All right.
Now it's your turn.
Now it's your time to shine.
I said I'm shy.
Oh, you shy?
Oh.
So tell us about your store. What's on your store? What can we find on your store if we go on your
Show
website?
something. We'll show this.
Glasses.
Go ahead.
Hey.
Oh, what you have?
And what's that? You can tell.
Go ahead. Tell us what it is.
Oh, you don't have to put it on. You can just tell
Put
them.
it on.
No, just
Tell
put
your
it on.
audience. There's so many people watching you.
This,
Uncle Bebe said, hey. They say we can't see the screen. Oh, sorry. There you go. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, everybody.
Okay, so these are.
Chanel inspired hat.
Chanel inspired hats.
Yeah. So we were supposed to add them on Tuesday, but getting so caught up with being busy trying to get everything done. They're not on the site yet, but they will be when we get home. As a matter of fact, tomorrow. So
Yes, that is true.
they'll be there.
Yes, that is true. She does a lot of social media. So where can we find you at on social media?
We did Yaya's World Boutique on Instagram and Facebook. It's Yaya's World Boutique on both. So it's just those two social media platforms right now. We were doing Snap, but we took a break from Snap.
Okay. Well, if you see her, she likes to do a lot of dancing. That's that Trinidadian in her. She loves to dance. She's been dancing pretty much all her life. Anyway, we want to send a shout out. You know, I always make sure that I send a shout out to my children who's always watching. Hey, y'all.
Hey, kids.
My biggest fan. Kanisa, she named
You
dropping.
naming them all?
Okay,
cool.
And also our viewers in all over the world and other countries. We have viewers from places that I've never even heard of before. And so I just want to thank everybody. We've been here now, it's been a little while since August, and I've met some wonderful, wonderful people. And I'm excited because I know that we are doing some great things. Hi, Sherelle, and all of my Facebook livers. All of you all, thank you. But I want to hi Debbie, Kim, I love you. What I want to make sure though is you all that are have experience in mental health, please make sure that you call in when it's the dial-in time because we want to talk about mental health. There's so many things that we want to talk about today, and so I want to make sure that we utilize our time wisely.
Yeah.
But this is not just my show. This is Andre Harris and Friends, meaning that you all are my friends. You are my friend. So I just do that in there. But so I want us to talk about that. You know, we talking about depression, suicide, different diagnoses, different disorders, and things of that nature. And also talk with Skyra about she called in last week. Yeah. But she visited us this week, and so I want to talk to her about some of her personal experiences with different disorders and things of that nature. So I want you guys to stay tuned, tag your friends, log online. This is called Radio You Can Watch. So you can go on Listen Vision Live. There it is. ListenVisionLive.com. And definitely check us out live. You can call us at 301-442-1716. You can speak to us live. After the show, you can go on YouTube and catch all of our previous shows from all of our previous guests. Also, you know what? If you're interested in broadcasting, if you're interested in even hosting a show and you're in the DMV area, or you're long distance and you want to do a virtual show or one of those, a show of that nature, please don't hesitate to go on listenvisionlive.com. There is room for you. You can be a part of the family. All right? So we're about to take a break because when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Mental Health Awareness Month. I just wanted to make sure that we get to say hi to Yaya. Yaya, tell people hello. And tell them thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
And you can reach her at yayasworldboutique.com. She's online there. And like I said, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back because I've had you guys holding on long enough. We're going to get into the serious meat of our show today. Is that all right? So don't touch that dial. Tag your friends. Tell them to join us today. We'll be right back.
Shutting down their heads, say who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go until you say so. You give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
Say so, say so, radio, say so, say so, radio, say, with Andre. Say so, say so, radio, say so, radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? Say so radio, shutting down their heads, say who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go until you say so. You give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
Say so, radio, say so, radio, say, with Andre. Say so, radio, say so, radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? Say so radio, shutting down their heads, say who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go until you say so. You give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
Say so, radio, say so, radio, say, with Andre.
Welcome back, everyone, to SaySo Radio with Andre Harris and friends. I am your host, Andre Harris, and I have Skyra with me today.
Hey.
And right now, it is National Mental Health Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first of all, I want you to understand that mental illness and mental health are not the same. They are totally different. And so I want you to understand that. Also, I want to make sure I shout out the suicide prevention hotline is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. They're available to talk to you, talk you out of whatever it is you're dealing with. And sometimes many of us don't want to share about where we are because of the one word called stigma.
Yes.
And we're going to talk more about stigma in a minute. But the suicide hotline number, suicide prevention number is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. Now understand that the statistics says that suicide is the leading cause of death And so you can support and help anyone that's dealing with that by learning about all the different resources and things that are available to give people, for people out there that are suffering and struggling. Some people don't even know that they're going through some things. So I want to talk about this word called disorders. And I'm just kind of breaking the ice a little bit with some information that's going to help our listeners and our viewers. There are several types of disorders. It's addiction, ADHD, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, depression, eating disorders, OCD, general anxiety disorder, panic disorder, PTSD, schizophrenia, and social anxiety disorder. So that's a lot of disorders out here. And it's amazing because Sky has a song called Disorders. So I don't know whether we want to start by talking about the song. Let's talk about your song.
Okay.
Welcome, Sky.
Hi. Thanks for having me. Disorders, man. I was sitting there one day and I was watching one of my favorite movies of all time. It's called Girl Interrupted.
Wow.
And they dealt with a lot of that. It's pretty much based about a younger women in a mental institution. And some of the things that they were saying and that I was hearing, and I was just like, wow, this applies to so many different people in so many ways, and myself included. And it pretty much started with me. And I came up with a few lyrics and messed around with it a little bit. I didn't like it. I went back to the drawing board. And my son said, Mom, I'm mad you already got this beat. I said, why? He said, because it's hot. I said, well, that's it. We're doing it together. And, he contributed his verse. And then in 2 hours, we were through.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's how I knew, it was definitely meant to be, because it just...
2 hours?
2 hours, we were done. It was just, it fused together so perfectly. I was like, yes, we needed that.
Wow.
But not the fun part of it. The reality of it was, this is stuff that people don't talk about with their children, or even if it's just them, they don't. It's frowned upon a lot, and I think that's what kind of gets me like, dang man, like people need to really wake up and know that this is a real thing. People really go through this stuff, and it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Right.
But I think it is, like you mentioned earlier, the stigma of it is what kind of shuts you down, and like you don't want to share. And I have my own personal issues with that part of it too. But we're gonna definitely get into that in a minute.
And we was talking about, I was reading a article that was written. Hi, Ebony. Hi, William. Hi, Kelly. Hi, everybody. I was reading an article. Hi, Livy. I was reading an article, and it was talking about the word stigma. Mm-hmm. And it talked about how that it's just one of the biggest things that surround mental illness, and it's the greatest challenges that people in the mental health community face, because if they had more experience or more knowledge of it, they wouldn't treat people so bad. Or maybe people will actually come out more if they have different disorders.
Exactly.
And stigma, let me just read off to you what they say. Stigma does great many things. All of them are negative. Now, let me just read this to you about what they say about stigma. Hi, Michelle Bryant. Hey, Tim. One of the main ways it hurt people who have yet to be diagnosed with psychiatric illnesses, but may be experiencing profound symptoms, is that because they fear the shame of stigma,
yes,
they may avoid evaluation and treatment. And it talks about another important way in which stigma affects people who receive mental health treatment is that it promotes ignorance, because it's by definition associated with shame, embarrassment, and it's the uninformed and incorrect view that people who are diagnosed with psychiatric illnesses, they call them weak, or that they ought to be embarrassed. And let me just give you these little teeny words that I found that they talked about, and I was so angry, but it's true. They say a look at dictionaries lists synonyms with a very telling words like black mark, defect, blame, what is it? Disgrace, dishonor, fault, stain, taint, shame, and guilt are just some of the concepts that they apply to social stigma of mental illness. And it's not their fault, but those words show why sometimes people feel that way, that they were just suffer in silence.
Yes.
And I'm not just talking about suffering in silence. I know we talk a lot about, hi Lauren, we talk, hi Myra, we talk a lot about, hi Tiffany, we talk a lot about domestic violences and things of that nature, but mental illness is very, very, very real, and some people refuse to even deal with it and or talk about it because of that one word, stigma. And when you are misinformed and you don't know, check this out. There's something, I'm going to read 3 things and I'm going to turn it back over to you. Stigma usually stems from ignorance, prejudice, or fear.
Yep.
For example, when a person tells a friend or a coworker that he is has a bipolar disorder, the response might be this: "Oh, everybody got a little bipolar. Why are you so special?" That's concerned. That's cornered as ignorance. The next one is, "Oh man, you one of them? Gee, that's tough." Followed by shunning you. And so that's prejudice. And a lot of times people, thank y'all, a lot of times what happens is we don't want to share. I don't care what it is. People don't want to share anything because of stigma.
Yep.
You mean you might flip out and start shooting people? That's not only fear or ignorance, that's both of them combined.
Yes, it is.
Fear and ignorance. And people with mental illnesses often are rejected by so many people in their lives because of the perception that they are dangerous, irresponsible, or just too difficult to deal with. All without the real understanding of what's really going on. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that we understand that whatever it is that you're dealing with, please, 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 mental illness and mental health are 2 different things. Now we're still talking about disorders, and Sky, I want you to tell us your testimony.
Well, it for me, it started back in the late 80s, maybe early 90s. I'm not too sure, but I couldn't have been no more than about 8 or 9 years old. So yeah, let's just say the early 90s. And my dad was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and that he had a lot of breakdowns, a lot of back and forth trips to the psych wards and things like that. And they trying to figure out what medicine is going to keep him from behaving the way he was. And I did notice as a kid, when he didn't take it, he was different. And even to this day, when he doesn't have it, he's very different. But when I grew up myself, and I had my roundabouts with depression and so on and so forth, and we're going to give you this and we're going to give you that. And I'm like, well, I can't even focus when y'all give me this stuff. But that's my own testimony. But however, I was so embarrassed of it because I always saw the responses I got from my dad when he wasn't healthy. When his mental health wasn't up to par, the response was just always so negative and so ugly. And they tease you and they say, "Oh, her father's crazy," and this and that, so on and so forth. So when they started trying to give me my labels and tell me what may be my issue, I instantly shut down. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest deal for me was at my job. I'm not going to say where at this time, but I was there one day, and it was a bad day. And instead of them pulling me to the side and talking to me, the police and the ambulance were called, and they said I was suicidal in front of everyone.
Wow.
And y'all forgive me. That's still a big deal for me.
I was going to say, let's pause right there because we just need a moment right there. So you were having a bad day at work.
Horrible day. Yeah.
But you went on to work anyway with a horrible day. Tell me why let's explain this to me. Why did you go to work in that state?
Well, you got 6 children. You got to feed them.
Okay.
See?
Were you threatened? Was it a job security issue as well?
That as well.
Okay.
We can't have you take off. There's no coverage and so on and so forth. But I'm like, well, I don't want to get fired, even though I know this is a day that I really should not be here. And it's sad because in healthcare you would think that that's something that would be more than understood, but it wasn't. And they said it in front of everyone.
Wow.
I mean, everyone. and that really pushed me to the edge. I was off work for about 3 months.
Wow.
Yep, 3 months. I couldn't even go back. I was humiliated.
Yeah.
And I was very embarrassed. So,
Right.
and they, well, maybe we can give you what is it, Prozac? Let's try that. I took a few, and I'm like, I can't even get up and wash dishes with this. I don't know if it was the dosage. I'm not sure what it was, but it just wasn't for me.
So the medications were they like kind of sort of trying to figure out which one would work for you?
Yeah, practicing medicine. Yeah, they were.
Okay, I want to send a shout out right quick to Michelle, who just mentioned something earlier. I want to go back to it because even though you're online, understand that I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm just reading what you guys have to say. And Michelle said something about her daughter. There it is. Awesome topic. My daughter suffered in silence for years as a young teenager. This impacted the entire family. Then if you guys want to call in and share your stories, and come on, you can please do so. 301-442-1716. Now, so did you ever go back to the job?
I did.
And what happened?
When I got back, I was treated like, I'm not going to say they were being delicate with me, but I could tell it was different because at this point it's like, oh, something wrong with her. You know what I mean? And you can feel it. Just the good mornings were even different. Hi, how are you? Is everything all right? Do you need to talk? And I'm like, what is going on here? I just had one really bad day, but Hi,
Deetta. I'm sorry, Deetta West is on here.
It's okay.
Hello, beautiful. Hi, Cynthia. We are talking about National Mental Health Awareness Month, and this is our guest, Skyra Ford, who's just sharing for those of you who are just logging in on Facebook Live or just logging in on Listen Vision Live. She's sharing with us her story, her father having schizophrenia, and as a child, she's noticed how different he was when his mental health was not up to par.
Yes.
And mental health is a state. Mental health is where, and they're not the same. Mental illness is an illness that affects the way you think, the way you feel, or the way you behave. And your mental health is the state that you're in. Say, for instance, you're getting enough rest and you're positive and things are going on. You're healthy. You have a healthy state of mind. So you want to make sure that you know the difference because, and just like Skyra said, she worked in the healthcare field and she had a bad day that particular morning, threatened to be, and she had 6 children, afraid to take off for work, but she knew she should not have gone to work. And she had a bad morning and they called the police and ambulance and everybody in front of the whole place.
Yep.
And then labeled her suicidal
Yes, they did.
from a bad morning.
Yep.
So I just want to make sure you all know to talk to people and find out where they are. We do so much diagnosing ourselves.
Yes.
And when you're in the mental health field, I'm a certified youth mental health first aid instructor. I teach youth mental health first aid for youth, so warning signs and things of that nature. We cannot diagnose anyone. When you begin to give people diagnoses, you are now saying that you are a doctor or you are a psychiatrist and things of that nature. And most times we should just listen and look for signs and help them until professional help arrives. All right. So Sky, tell me, you said something about your father having a stroke one day and they said something else.
Yes. Back to the healthcare field. You would, there's a hospital out in the suburbs of DC that they're actually considered the stroke center now. And he had a stroke 8 months before this particular incident. So when he fell over to the left, I knew right then and there, and I'm not the doctor, but I knew something's wrong because he can't even stand up. However, we get him to the hospital, and once they found out the medications he was on, they knew what it was for, and they said he was delusional.
Wow. So
when in
stop
reality,
right
he really
there.
did have a stroke. Another
He
stroke.
was falling over to the left.
Yeah, he couldn't stand up straight at all.
And you took him to the hospital. So they asked you for a list of medications. And all the medications were for mental illness.
Yes.
And so they said, he's not having a stroke. He's delusional.
Yes, they did.
What happened later on?
Well, he got a little better. They never treated him for the stroke. They just had him there because in their mind he was delusional. So he wasn't even no longer on the floor he was supposed to be on, if you get what I'm saying. And I said, okay, I just prayed real hard. I said, we got to get him up out of here because now I'm going to get in trouble and they're going to think I'm tripping again, right? Mm-hmm. Because this is still my dad. Even if you do believe that he's delusional, do everything you can to help him. Who are you? You know what I mean? And that's the thing that bothers me the most because, like you said, when your state of mind is good today, does that mean it's supposed to be good every day? I mean, who's perfect? Mm-hmm. And who are you to tell me that because my state of mind is off today that I'm crazy or I'm the nut job? It's amazing. You'd be surprised some of the things that I've heard. And piggybacking off of the lady that commented, I also suffered in silence. Like I'm knowing now that I'm an adult that it was suffering in silence, but we go through that. I mean, we are human beings. You get sad and you get depressed and you get down, but that does not mean that you are crazy.
I remember working for a healthcare system, and we were doing some work for persons with children, and people. Those of you who don't know, I adopted 7 children, and I gave birth to 2. Mm-hmm. So I have 9 children, and hi, Tyra. Hi, Cynthia. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go, Jamisha Ashley Williams said, I can definitely say that I have felt at my lowest point and I felt like I had nowhere to go. And just talking to somebody helps. That one person can either help you from going over the edge or push you. There's more. I want to make sure I see it. Over the edge. And Sky has definitely helped me. Oh, Sky hasn't definitely helped me. Hadn't known her long at all and found a lifelong sister. Wow. Thank you so much. Are you crying, T?
I'm sorry, guys. But I know what she's talking about. And I know exactly who she is. And I love her dearly. Sweet, sweet girl.
Wow.
Big supporters of Yaya's World Boutique and my music and I've probably known her about a year and a half.
Wow, hi Jeff.
Yeah, so
wow. Hi Mike. Hi Quita. Everybody that's joining us. I just appreciate you all and all of my viewers that are actually online, Listen Vision Live. All of my viewers in the other countries. We just thank you all for joining us. Now, I was working for that healthcare field, and I have three of my children have special needs, and they have difficulties, which for me, which is the reason why I do what I do, because I need the flexibility. I don't want to not have to not take care of my children because I'm afraid I'm going to lose my good paying job.
Yes.
I'm afraid, and my children, one of my kids have a disease that maybe 1 in 80 people in the world has.
Yep.
And so she's very epileptic. She could just stand up and have a seizure right now, and I have to get to her. And so working with this company, and it's a large company, very well known company, $1 billion grant company. But working with this company, the school kept calling me because she kept having seizures. And the woman looked at me and said, well, isn't anyone else that could help you take care of your kids?
Wow.
And my heart just dropped and hit the floor because I'm around all these people who claim, and your grant dollars claim, that you're here for the people.
Exactly.
But now I know that when I took the job because I am expected to do a job. But the reason why I said okay was because they catered to the people that I'm raising. Yep. So it seemed like a perfect match. But it wasn't so. And so when I was commissioned to leave, I'll never forget, I heard clearly, leave September 12th, 2012. I was like, okay. No, October 12th. I was like, oh, okay. And, I was commissioned to do so, but I don't want to ever feel like I have to choose between taking care of my children or staying at a job, and you're threatening me with the power of the ink pen. That I may lose this job. Yep. And so therefore I won't be able to feed my children. Then I'll be mentally unhealthy, possibly in a psychiatric ward, and my children end up in the foster care system. Exactly. See how the system is all jacked up? Yes. So you can't really win. That's why a support system is so important. Remember, it takes a village to raise a child. Remember when my mother could go to work daytime and somebody else keep the kids, or you have to work at night and somebody keep the kids. And that generation, we might have been a little jacked up, but my God, we were much healthier than this generation is now.
I'm telling you.
Because they stripped us of all the togetherness. Yep. They stripped us of all of the power and the things that we should be able to do as a generation. And so that, and then they put the stigma on us. We can't, we have to really build your world. You have to create your world. You have to create your destiny. And if you're dealing with mental illness, I tell anybody in a minute, I do suffer from bipolar, but I'm the smartest woman with bipolar I ever known. And no, I don't take medication.
Right. And now they got so many kinds, because what they told me, my disorder
Debo.
was bipolar depression.
Yeah.
Okay, so later on down the line with my dad, it was not just the paranoid schizophrenia. They found that he had bipolar 1 also. So together, that is considered schizoaffective. And I'm like, y'all got some real names.
Listen, I remember one day I could not move, and I was like, okay, there's something wrong with this picture. Okay, because I like to do things. I couldn't do anything, and I'm like, okay. So I just asked God to really save my mind. I this is not a religious show, but trust and believe. I truly believe in God. And so I had to ask God, please save my mind. Save my mind. I need my mind. And there are days when I feel like I'm losing my mind, but I had to ask God, save my mind. And there are times I went to Atlanta and I came home and all hell broke loose. I had to pray, save my mind. Yeah. But my thing is, I know when I'm going through a depressive mode, because I'll take all the furniture out the house and I'll go buy a whole new everything. Yeah. Okay, y'all want to know something? Yeah. That's my daughter. This is my daughter. Okay, so they would come home from school. She was having a sleepover. Hi, Alejandro. She was going to have a sleepover, and all the furniture was gone.
Man.
And she's like, Mommy, but you told me my friends could go. Oh, girl, don't worry about it. We're going to get new furniture next week. Don't worry about it. So I know. So today when I'm very upset, I ask God, please save my mind. I don't go shopping. Yeah. I change the house around now. I don't throw anything away. I have people come over and help me because I know what I need.
Right.
And I don't have to take a medication to know what I need.
And that's when you begin to understand whatever your illness may be, or disorder, whatever you want to label it as. When you begin to understand it and how to deal with it, it can be better. Now, there are some people who truly do need the medication. I'm not against that. But again, to piggyback off what you said, I truly believe in God. And a part of my, I hate to go backwards, but I got to be honest, a part of my suffering in silence was, I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want this. That's crazy. The stigma. Because that's what I was told. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like, when I was coming up. So,
wow.
And I, once I began to accept that there are days where you do get a little manic, you up, you down, you know what I mean? Those things really exist in my life. And now I'm figuring out, with the help of with my prayers and the help of a lot of good people that love me a lot, my kids, my husband, my parents, good family members. My brother is far away, but I love him so much because he picks up the phone, and sometimes that's all we need is to talk.
Talk to somebody.
That's all. Just get it out.
And Cynthia said, hi, best friend. My best friend, Abraham Matthews, is on here. I love you, best friend. Felicia says, understood. Brother Brown, the jingle y'all hear, SaySo Radio, SaySo. That's him, brother. I love you. They say it's cranking.
I love that.
All the little kids, they be like, ooh, we're Andre. But anyway,
it's catchy.
I want you guys to call in if you have anything to say or share. Hi, Laverne, to share about mental health and mental illness, and the stigma. This is National Mental Health Awareness Month, and there's so many things going on out here. Like I said, I was really going through. Abraham is one of them. Abraham sat outside my house. I forgot that he was coming. He just sat out there so patiently, waiting for me to come home, and I was in a really manic state. But he stayed outside of that house. Hey, my mother's online, and I love you for that. I love people for that. Patricia Nelson Robinson, you know, you got some of them that's ride or die.
Yeah.
You just that one, you know, a ride or die. And like I said, I was going through something. I didn't know which way to turn. I was crying. And I have friends that say, listen, you're going to be fine. Lizzie's going to be fine. This is going to be all right. That's going to be all right. Listen, you don't have time to worry about that. And you need people in your life, because I believe that God positions people to bless people. And because we're blessed to be a blessing, you can't keep anything to yourself. And whatever you hold to yourself, even if you are dealing with something and you know that there's a way out, you know that there's a resource, you know that there's a lifeline that can help somebody else, and you keep it to yourself, shame on you.
Indeed.
Because we are in a society now where we need each other to survive.
Amen.
We do. Let's talk about your song, Disorder.
Yeah.
Disorder. Are you ready to perform that song?
Oh, I'm definitely going to do that for you guys
Okay.
today. But I dropped it Friday on, what was that? Was Friday the 30th?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, was it? But
Friday.
Yeah, I did it intentionally at this time because I knew Mental Health Awareness Month was coming up. Sweetheart, you go have a seat. Look at you.
She want to be all in the place.
Mental Health Awareness Month was coming up, and I believe that it was just very, very important, you know what I mean, to get that out there and just, hey, people need to know that it's not just you, you know what I mean? It's not. It's a lot of us, and that doesn't mean that we still can't live a normal life, a mentally healthy life. I mean, it's just sometimes you just don't have a good day. That's all.
So we want to talk about this song, Disorder, and I wish I could get Trey Chaney on the phone, but I think he's probably on the set.
I'm sure.
Or busy.
Sure of it.
But so many people heard this song, and it hasn't even been mixed and mastered yet.
No, it has not.
But I mean, it's been doing something. So Desi, I want you to tell me about it when you heard it and you start. First of all, can you teach me how to do what you do?
What I do?
How you do that? Cause you ain't gonna teach me. Cause if you taught me, then I'd probably be bad, right? I'd be good, right? Okay. Talk about that song when you Disorder, when you really heard it and what you thought about. This is her son, my grandson.
All right, so when I had first heard the song, like she told y'all, I was thinking like about the beat. Just like, I'm mad you got that beat first, because I really like it. And she was like, well, I'm doing this song. And I'm like, but it was like kind of like a okay type of thing, but she just was like, let me let you hear it. She let me hear the song, and then like I was listening to like the message, because it was just the hook at first. It was no verses at all, not even her own. And I was like, you know, like she said, you want to get on it? I was like, yeah. Like, but it wasn't no emotion to the yeah. It was just like a yeah.
Yeah, you was dry. I was
and
worried.
She was like, you don't want to get on it. And I'm like, I do. So I wrote the verse. It took like, I want to say, it was about 30, 35, maybe 40 minutes.
At the max,
and she said,
yeah.
you done already? And I'm like, yeah. She like, well, come over
That's
here.
rough.
Let me hear it. So I said, like, before it's recorded, just going over it. And she like, oh, yeah, we need to set this mic up right now. It was like 11:40. She like, we setting this mic up right now. At first, we was going to wait till the next day. We didn't wait.
Now, let me just tell you, he is like his mother. Now, when she was little, Cynthia Dorsey is on here. Patricia said, hey, Desi, with the kisses. Young Gigi on here. Says she's watching.
Gigi.
Cynthia, when she was little, she was 2 years old. Y'all made me remember the song. Say, 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 say. Hey, Mr. Goodbye. You know who you are. I used to sit her on the table and make her sing that, right? And so she's naturally gifted, and she's naturally an actor. She's a blessing. But he picked up that baton and just ran with it. I mean, they finished songs in 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm like, I can't even finish a sentence in 30 minutes almost. But anyway, I want you not to touch that dial, because I want them to perform this song for you.
Cool.
It's 11:43, and we want to hear this song. And when you hear this song, I need the love, the thumbs up, the hearts. We need some love up in here. I want you to share it and pass it on, all right? And it's also on SoundCloud. Where they going to get you at?
SKYRA, Skyra at SoundCloud.
Skyra,
On here too.
and it's on Dreadhead Honcho. And y'all remember Dreadhead Honcho. He visited us in January and blessed us with his music. But right now, we're going to just take one quick break so they can get on the stage and rock this song called Disorders. Tell me what you think. Be right back.
The airwaves, SaySo Radio, shutting down the hearsay. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. Wait till you say so. And give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
Say so, say so, say so, radio, say so, say so, say so, radio, I say, with Andre. Say so, say so, say so, radio, say so, say so, say so, radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the hearsay. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. Wait till you say so. And give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
Say so, say so, say so, radio, say so, say so, say so, radio, I say, with Andre.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to SaySo Radio. I'm your girl Sky, and this is my boy Dreadhead, Honcho. We're gonna perform my new song for you. It's called Disorders. Hope you like it.
Uncertainty about goals and a generally pessimistic attitude are often observed. Oh, that's me.
That's everybody.
Yep. This song gonna apply to so many people. I know for a fact it applies to me. I think the best part of it is that my boy on here with me. And it's the truth. Feel free to talk about it. Get it off your chest. Get it out. It ain't just you. Right. Sky. Let's rock. Tell me what's your disorder. We all got one.
We do.
We all got one.
We do.
What's your diagnosis? Did they put it down on paper? Are you self-medicating? What's your disorder? We all got one.
We do.
We all got one.
We do.
What's your diagnosis? Did they put it down on paper?
Honcho.
Are you self-medicating?
They trying to figure out my diagnosis. I still don't know what I've been diagnosed with. All I know is I be having my moments and need a doc to prescribe me some potions. It be moments when I feel I'm the greatest. Other moments think about life, then I hate it. Took all the pain off my plate, then I ate it. Hopped in this new my story in the making. I done started history in the making. I spaz out, then they calling me crazy. Go insane, then my brain get the aching. The cool youngin', but I'm always mistaken. Hop on these beats, make them sizzle like bacon. I got a problem for real and I can't fake it. I think I'm crazy and that's why I be facing. I need therapy for time run out. Up in the room on the crazy couch, hoping they don't send me to the crazy house. Oh, what they trying to put me on meds now? Asking questions, trying to see about my background. Leave me alone for you, catch you about 10 rounds. You look crazy when you get to lunching out. Crazy part is they never ask why or how. All these powder problems think I need a plow. Disrespect us and we gon' shoot for the foul. We got disorders, that's what we can't allow. Say you up and just watch how we bring it down. Like be iffy, I watch you, I hang around. I be solo, my mind needs some spacing now. Everyone I was cool, it seemed like some clowns. I see folks who want to unload 100 rounds. I went crazy, I'm taking my meds now. Honcho.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Did they put it down on paper? Are you self-medicating? What's your disorder? We all got one. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
See, we've been totally misunderstood. I'd help us all if I could. We believe that we're okay until they give this thing a name. Medicine they prescribe to you. You can't go to work or go to school. They leave you with no functioning tools. But when you drop your basket, that's when they'll ask it. Borderline personality, bipolar 1, 2, and 3. Schizo-affective, this list is long, are you on it? Manic, depressant, you mix it up with sex and multiple personality, social anxiety. Why are we so scared to be free? Accepting every label they gave to you. Accepting every label they gave to you. Hey.
We all got one, we all got one.
What's your diagnosis? Did they put it down on paper? Are you self-medicated?
What's your disorder?
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Did they put it down on paper? Are you self-medicated? Are you self-medicated? Are you self-medicated? Yes. Yo, sometimes, this is true, the doctor could be sicker than you are. You hear me? But they're getting paid, so they're going to say whatever they think you need to hear to get that money. You hear me? Some of y'all need it, some of y'all don't. Either way, it's okay. Keep yourself prayed up, man. It ain't just you, I promise. Everybody got a little something. But keep praying, baby. You'll be all right. Huh? Did they put it down on paper? Are you self-medicated?
All right, all right. We got a lot of, okay, we got thumbs up. Skip Whip say, yeah, great song, great song, great song. Now she wants to sing. Thank you. Now she wants to sing. Am I on? Okay, check one. Oh, we got all the hearts up, all the hearts. Thank y'all. What's your disorder? We all got one. She don't got hype. Did y'all hear on the microphone? You weren't tripping. That was her. We all got one. We all got one. Everybody say wonderful. All the hearts went up. Everybody say go. Love the song. Great song. Great song. So real. It's so real. You know, I just want to make sure that you guys know that, you know, just because somebody feels unwell, they may not have a serious mental illness, okay? And she just said her testimony when she just didn't have a good day. And she went to work because of threatening to lose her job. And she went to work in that state of mind, and they called the ambulance and the police and saying that she was suicidal. So,
I think the police part was because, I flipped the switch after that, but yeah. Yeah, anybody that really know me know that it can be a police day. But I really tried.
Oh, so they needed to call police.
The police part, they needed that. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I didn't want to say that in the beginning of the interview, but the police was needed. But meanwhile, though, but yeah, it was really upsetting. It hurt me, and you know, they needed to say I no longer work with that company.
Wow.
Myself, thank God.
Right, and another thing, people, stop being afraid to step out.
Yes.
Stop being afraid to step out. Stop letting fear of what people may conceive you as stop you from stepping out there and doing what needs to be done. You know, a lot of times, I have 2 words today that I learned how to say that I was not able to say for years, and those words is no and I can't do it.
Amen.
2 phrases I say now: no and I can't do it. I never knew how to say that. I felt like your priority had to be your emergency was my priority, and it's no longer that. And I'm gonna tell you something. Just keep being on the lookout for my new book called Being Made Whole, because it's coming. It's actually online. You can pre-order it now. But it was because of this book that I began to write. And I'm a writer. I've written many books before, but it was this one because I was torn in my life. I was just in a torn, messed up place. And sometimes, you know, you're in situations where people will have you questioning you.
Yes.
You know, you're like, what's wrong with me? Did I do something? What happened here? So I just want you to understand that help is available to all who needs it. Help by way of a doctor or help by way of people. Definitely look to the hills from which cometh our help. Oh, y'all don't want to talk back to me. Okay, that's the preacher in me. Okay. But I just want you all to know that I am so excited. You talk about your new CD. It's called The Truth, right?
Actually,
The True Story.
That's why I'm praying that God get my mind right. But we were calling it A True Story, but that got exiled as of 2 weeks ago. So now we are calling it A Journey to the Past. It'll be available on June the 1st. And I just want to, if you guys can support me, please, by all means, do so. I would greatly appreciate it. I recorded my first song when I was 13 years old. Right?
13. Mm-hmm.
And now I'm finally at this age that I am now, I ain't gonna put it out there. Finally,
I know, 'cause you're
got
older than me.
Stuff that people
And
can
it's
hear, but God's timing is
35.
never wrong. And I want to tell you guys, I don't know, I mean, whoever's listening, if you do have young children, teenagers, understand that these children have feelings too. They are people
Hey,
too.
Joe.
I'm telling you. And that's why the song meant so much to me doing it with my son, because when I was young, I didn't think that I could say, hey, I'm sad, I'm not feeling well, whatever, or whatever it is. Just understand that they do have feelings. Depression is real. Mental health is something that, that we all, not the illness part. We just need to all understand that if your mental health ain't right, then of course it ain't. You're not
nothing gonna be right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? And remember that your babies need you too. You know what I mean? They need somebody to talk to too.
That's
And
right.
if it's not you, that's okay. You know what I mean? It's help everywhere. Please, by all means. I see a
Please.
lot of people forgetting that.
Yeah,
And that bothers me so much.
It's help everywhere. And there was a time, because I know being her mother, and people know my testimony all day, every day. I'm not ashamed of where I've been, because I know I ain't going back.
Okay.
But she grew up in the area. You better not tell nobody nothing.
It is our business.
That's our business. You let somebody come to me and I was drinking and getting high at the time, okay? You let somebody come in here and tell me that you said something, watch what's hot, right? Yeah. Because, see, you got to remember that my life was cut off.
Yes.
So I had some mental blocks. My life was cut off. Hey, name twin. Hi, darling. Love you. So when my life was cut off, I didn't have that skill that I needed to be effective in parenting. But I thank God I got it today. So I want you to know that your children are people. They are important people. Yes. Everything that they say matters. Because a lot of times we say they should be seen and not heard. But that's a lie. Because a lot of times when they seen and not heard, other people seeing them too. And I'm talking about other people that are negative, which impacts their life. All right? In a big way. And it takes a lot to get in contact. Minister Charlene Mullis talked about that 5-year-old incident last week. So anyway, I got to get up out of here because my other children is in the house. And anyway, it's Aqua Jams. Aquemini Jams. I keep wanting to call them Aqua Gemini for some reason. Aquemini Jams is coming up, y'all. Don't touch that dial. ListenVisionLive.com. People. Until next time, keep living, keep giving, but most of all, keep loving.